You can see this movement that is building, is growing, state to state. It's solid. It's on solid ground. It's most importantly solid biblically. It's solid historically. I'll tell you a quick story. There was a runaway slave named Joshua Glover. Most of you know the Fugitive Slave Act was in place during that era of our country, which basically said if a slave escapes the South and flees to the North, it's federal law that he must be returned to his master. Well, Joshua Glover escaped to the state of Wisconsin, where slavery was illegal. At first, they arrested Joshua Glover. They were going to follow the federal mandate to return him back to the South. But then, some Christian people heard about it. And they said, no, it's not going to happen here. I want to set this man free. And they did. And guess what? It built courage among the people of Wisconsin, and the state actually backed the freedom of Joshua Glover. And what did they say? They said, the Fugitive Slave Act is void and of no force in the state of Wisconsin. And they made Joshua Glover a free man. So I ask you, how is that any different than defying an unjust decree, Roe v. Wade, today? It's the state of Arkansas. We have an obligation to obey God rather than man. So you're asking, what do we do? We're just measly people. We have a big God. John Quincy Adams, one of our presidents, he used to stand, after he was president, he actually became a member of Congress. And he used to, they called him the hellhound of slavery, because he would consistently, every time he came before Congress, he was a lot like Wilberforce. He would talk about the evil of slavery. We've got to end this. And they asked him, why do you keep doing this to no avail, John? And he said, because the duty is mine and the results belong to God. We need to get a hold of that today. We're not in charge of the results. We're in charge of doing what God tells us to do. So let's talk about what you can do. All right, let's get to that. You've given you a lot of information. This is a lot to soak in. We have a short-term duty and we have a long-term duty. The short-term, and I really challenge you tonight to be a part of that. We've got to show up as a church. The abortion clinic down there on 4 Office Park Drive, it's the darkest place in our city. So do we not think that we as the body, who have the light of Christ, need to go to the darkest place in our city and shine that light? Amen? What do we do down there? You heard the story when we first started about the baby that was saved. We go down there, we praise, we worship, we give glory to God. We offer help. We've got a place where we have apartments, where we house mothers who turn away from that abortion clinic. So we're being the hands and feet of Christ. We're shining that candle in the darkness. You've got an opportunity to do that. We as the church, we've got to do that. We've got to obey the command to rescue and love our neighbor as ourselves. And bring the gospel of truth and love to those who desperately need it down there. It's a unique place because we're always praying for an opportunity to reach somebody. Well, down there you have an opportunity every time you step on the sidewalk. So the short term is showing up, letting God show off. The long term is we've got to bridge a gap. See, there's been a gap between the church and that Capitol down there where our legislators are. There's a gap we've got to bridge. And we've got to once again be the conscience of the state as the people of God. Amen? We've got to make a mission field out of our Capitol, out of our legislators, our policymakers. We've got to be that voice. I did have a video that would give you a little bit of a sneak peek about what we're planning next year. But we have no sound, so I guess I'm not. But in that video, there's a pastor. It's a pastor over a prominent church. There he is, Dave Huey. He's pastor over Guyer Springs Baptist Church. And what he's articulating is, as a part of this movement, we're going to bring pastors together. And we're going to be that voice down at the Capitol. And we're going to demand change. We're going to demand righteousness. We're going to demand following God's law over man's law. I wish you could hear what he said, because he said it a lot more eloquently than I can.